Hello my friends, today I am reviewing the Pagani design PD 1728. It is their homage to one of the most iconic watches on the market at the moment, the Patek Philippe Nautilus. I really do like the accents of the blue and white of the dial, the monochrome type of look to this. Let's talk about the dimensions. This is actually a really wearable piece. It is a 40mm watch with 12mm thickness, as including the bezel and case back. I do believe that you can pick up alternatives to this integrated bracelet, however, I'd probably just wait until Pagani released one onto the market, which I have no doubt that they will do. The casing is built completely in 316L stainless steel, and it does come with a mixture of brushed and polished surfaces. Before we get into that, let's talk about the movement. It's actually packed with a Seagull Saint 6 movement, which is not something that we've really seen from Pagani. The downside to that is the longevity of the piece. As we don't really know how long these movements will stand up, we don't know the build quality in comparison to the Japanese movements, and certainly not in comparison to the Swiss movements, so it is a little bit of an unknown factor in these pieces. The surfaces of this watch have a mixture of brushed and polished surfaces, and honestly it is really well done in a lot of places. The side surface here really does accent itself very nicely, especially with that polished center with that bumper to the side. As we move on to the other side, you can see that it is also the same type of feature. We have a high polish around the bezel itself, the side of the bezel and the little edge, and then it is a high brushed finish, very thick brushing to the upside of this casing, as well as to the upside of the lugs, and it does follow into the abrasive very nicely. We have a screw-down crown to the side. Here it does have the Pagani logo. It does have a decent level of grip. However, I would have liked to have seen it as a bigger profile to the crown. As we move to the case back, you can see it's a very simple Pagani design case back. It is a screw-down case back, and that does add into the water resistance of this piece. This comes in a 100 meters of water resistance, which for this style of watches is perfectly suitable. Now obviously we do have a fixed bezel on this one, as you would expect. It really just sits very nicely on the case, and there's some fine details in this. The crystal is sapphire in this one, and it is a flat sapphire crystal which finishes off the look of this watch very well. The indices on this one are applied, and they are quite tall. They do stand off the dial quite nicely. We have a printed minute track around the outside edge in a dotted style. The darker edge to the indices really do adds a deep level of tone to this watch. Up at the 12 o'clock we have an applied Pagani design logo, only a simple logo, and does not follow the design text as a lot of people do like. Down above the 6 o'clock we have automatic, and that's all on this one. The dial itself is a almost metallic blue and obviously has this very nice indented, almost vent-like design to it. I really do enjoy that design myself, and it barely does leave a nice touch to the dial. The handset itself is well sized, and it reaches to the edge of the dial in the way that I'd expect it to. As we move away from the head of the watch, the bracelet style is obviously synonymous with the Nautilus. I really do like that they've gone the whole way on this one and used the right level of polish and brushing between the links. It is a H-link bracelet, has a very fantastic amount of taper towards the butterfly clasp here. But after a few days I must say that this is the worst bracelet I ever had on a watch. It's really uncomfortable. I really do love how steady this watch is and how set towards the design it is. Just a beautiful watch. I think that they've priced it quite well. First of all, we'll start with the lume. It is better, but not fantastic. The movement itself is a little bit gritty, and I do feel like it will put some people off. I would rate this watch only a 7 out of 10, and this is in most part because of the bracelet. Pagani Design is one of the brands that really do lead the homage market at the very budget end of it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Soon we will get into replica clones and super clones. God bless you.